Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel, Valerie Mac, Scottish, spiritual, and very funny, allegedly. I hope you're all well, and as I keep saying, if you've been following me a while, thank you very much. Please direct others to my YouTube channel, that'll be appreciated. And if you're a new listener, I hope you're enjoying, and please kindly revert back and listen to my previous podcasts. Now, I want to say Happy Easter. Happy Easter. My day has completely gone astray. I had plans and they had to be changed. No fault of my own. I know, just one of those days, when you've got things, you've got plans, and it just goes AWOL. I know, how do you think I feel? Anyway, I hope you have had a lovely day. Storm Dave has passed us by. That was quite, what's the word? I don't think it was quite as stormy as it was supposed to be, but it wasn't the nicest of evenings last night, was it really? Very windy. And, well, today, I will give you the forecast. Today, hailstones the size of your head. Did you notice? Hailstones and rain and sleet and snow. Thunder. Did you hear the noise of that thunder? I know, 1 minute you glance and you think, oh, look at the sun. Oh, and by the time you think, oh, look at the sun, you'd hear the roar of the thunder. This is just nature. Massive hailstones. Goodness sake. I know, it's April in Scotland. Anyway, someone was saying it's supposed to be 20 degrees on Tuesday. If you're listening, we're holding you to that. We're all making our plans as of this minute. This person, I won't name you, he has said 20 degrees in Glasgow area-ish. If you know me, you know where I am. On Tuesday. So there you are. According to him, go and make all of your plans for Tuesday. It's going to be very, very warm, according to him. Thank you. He said I wish I hadn't said a word now. I know the feeling. Now, spiritual channel. I've no jokes this evening because it is Easter Sunday. And I want to keep it relatively serious, It's my spiritual channel. And as I said, life kind of gives you curveballs. Gave me a curveball today. All my plans have gone out the window. I did everything I was going to do. Anyway, as I say, hey-ho. Hey, muck-ho. So, I'm assuming if you're listening to Spiritual Channel that you've got some interest. Call me old-fashioned. Call me an old-fashioned gal. I'm assuming you may have some interest in spirituality. And I'm hoping many, if not all of you, are looking at maybe progressing, moving along this path. What's the alternative? Remain stuck, remain in negativity. If that's your choice and that's your thing, and you wish to stay there, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to give you an alternative, give you a different way of looking at life, give you a little, insight into how when life comes along, as many people that I know as of today, not even today, yesterday, I was speaking to several people and life has thrown them a massive curveball. Now, those are the times and those are the situations where I emphasise you will, unless I'm wrong. I'm not normally wrong. I'm usually right. I know, to the annoyance of many, including myself. When those challenges come along, and I keep stressing this because it's very, very important, you will be looking for a solution. You will be looking for a strength. And if you're looking for the strength out with yourself, you will find it very, very challenging. If you can build the strength within yourself to get you through those times, you will find it much easier to manage this pathway of life, because one thing we're all due, one thing we'll all receive are challenges en route. Now, where I find it most beneficial from people I've spoken to over the years is if you are in a couple, etc., and something happens to the other person. If you're in a family and something happens to it's somebody, not you, is my point. And you have to emotionally carry other people. And maybe you do have things going on in your own world. We all do. And you have to not only look after yourself, but you're trying to emotionally carry other people through the difficult times in life. Do you not think it would be easier if you had an inner strength within and that you weren't just faking it and that you weren't just pretending that you felt strong inside and you were trying to put a face on? The danger in those circumstances is you're not being true to yourself, and it tends to show in your health. Because if you're not really feeling that strength within, but you're trying to be strong for those around you, there's only one way that's going to go. You're going to find yourself will kind of weaken, emotionally feel, drained, etc. Now, this is the point. The spiritual path covers many, many aspects in life. It's not only just completely handing your trust over. Imagine if you were going around now and you're feeling very, very stressed, very worried, very anxious, which you will do when the curveball comes. Maybe you're okay today. That doesn't mean you'll be okay tomorrow, sadly. Imagine the difference you would feel instead of starting to go within yourself and worrying and going into your mind and finding all the reasons why you should be scared, all the reasons why you should be full of fear. This happened in the past. Look at the challenges I've had in the past. This happened to me in the past. So you're going through the memory like a library of books. You're going through your memory, subconsciously or consciously, to find all the times where this type of thing, this type of situation happened to you in the past. And you'll find in your mind the negative aspects relating to that. So not only are you dealing with what's happening today, you're compounding it, you're searching for other examples to make your argument, to the fullest degree. Look, this is the reason I worry. That happened in the past. This is here I am, I'm worrying again. Now, those are the two choices you have, I have, each of us will have. What would the difference be if you were facing all those challenges and that you knew that you had sorted your inner world and sorted your mind, etc., so that you could look within yourself and find strength sooner than weakness? If you could look within yourself and think, I know I can fully trust in the Creator, the universe, it's got my back. Otherwise, you can just say, it's all nonsense. I prefer to live in fear. I prefer to think there's nothing. Now, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying this is the only two options we have. You're either living in fear or you're living in trust. Some people get comfortable. I'm talking about people I've known in my life, people that I've spoken to throughout my life. They become so embroiled and so comfortable in fear and worry. They don't even realise it. They're saturated in worry. They're expecting the worst. And guess what? They keep receiving the worst because they're putting it out. They're getting it back. We reap what we sow. If you keep your mind in that direction, it's as simple. I can't make it any clearer. It's as simple as that. If you're allowing negativity and worry to be your friend, you'll keep attracting it in because then that's the mirror coming back. And then you'll say, see, I told you. The world, everyone in it, everyone this, everyone that, tend to be negative. On a spiritual path, as I said, it's not a weakness at all. You have got to have a stubbornness. How could you get your mind to be your friend and your confidant and your world strong within if it wasn't using every part of your mind, body and spirit? You've got to be stubborn. It doesn't matter what your friends are doing. It doesn't matter what other people think. You don't have to have a gang to get onto this path and do. Some people tend to do, if my friend was doing it, or if this one was doing it, if that one was doing it. If I waited until everyone that I knew, or if I waited until everything was lined up so that everyone was there and we were all going at the same time onto the same path, I wouldn't be on here yet. You've got to be true to yourself. You've got to be stubborn, but you've also got to have a courage. You've got to have a courage to stand up for yourself and think, this is something I'm interested in. This is something I feel I would like to even just look at. This is something I feel could help me. I'm not really happy where I am. I'm not happy with the way my mind is. I'm not happy. If this is the way you're feeling, you're not happy maybe around a lot of negativity. Is the talk always toxic? Are you in that kind of situation where it just goes on and round in circles? If you're happy there, just stay there. If this is something that you want to look at, when is the best time to do it? Easter Sunday. This is the best time because, if you look at it, it's all about renewal, renewing your mind, renewing every day on earth is a clean page. It's up to you if you take it or not. You can keep looking at your life through like an old book, an old battered old book, and you're flipping through the pages. And you're getting your mind, you're keeping going back. Wait a minute, what was page 10? Oh, that was awful as well. Look at this. Wait, look back. Oh, yeah, that was horrible. Otherwise, what's your choice? You've got a brand new page. Instead of searching through that old book, looking through the back pages, all these other pages to find the situations and the times in your life that you knew where you were miserable. You knew this was here, so you're looking for a backup plan. Why don't you get rid of that old book that's in your head, all the old stuff in your head, and look at it as a new pad. You know, you've just bought this new notepad. Have you got a pen? Anyway, you've just bought this new notepad. Today, this minute, you've got a new notepad, and that's a clean page of life. Now, this is what I mean, it's not easy. You would have to say to yourself today, right, I have this new clean page. I've got this new start at life, this new way forward. Instead of fearful, stressed, I'm going to trust everything. I'm going to trust the entire universe, the whole thing, the creator, the whole thing. Where did I come from in the first place? You know. Anyway, would have got 20 minutes. What do you think I am? Anyway, if you look at the whole aspect, everything to do with life, why are you here at this particular time? Why are you in the family you're in? Why are you in this circumstance? Why do you live where you are living? Why are there, there's different aspects. We've got freedom of choice, and many of them you've chosen, and you've done, made those choices yourself. Other parts of your in my understanding, other parts, there's reasons why we are placed wherever we are in a family, wherever we are in a group. But it's all to do with spiritual growth and getting yourself out of there. If you're just going to keep staring backwards, you won't get anywhere. I would suggest my little spiritual message on Easter Sunday. I would say stop staring back into that old book that you've read a million times in your mind, and you keep going over, rehashing, looking for bitterness. Oh, here, what page is bitterness on? Wait a minute. Oh, there it's there. What page is resentment? What page is pent-up anger? And some not even pent up. Rage and anger. What page is that? Oh, there it's there. Look at that. Oh, for goodness sake, I nearly forgot about that for a minute. What page will I mark that page? Now, you think I'm joking? You think of the people that you know in your life who are still holding on to resentment, anger, and the whole thing, carrying it with them through their whole life. No intentions of letting it go. I would say today, get rid of that old book. Get rid of all those pages that you've turned down to confirm to you that you were right, that you need, no wonder I'm angry. Look, go, look at that page. Now, again, you would think I was making this up. There are many, many people in life who will keep hashing. Wait a minute, I'll show you this. Look there, no wonder I'm angry. Look at that, no wonder. We could all do it, as I have said many times. I could excel in wallowing if I wanted to, and I could beat you hands down. I could excel in no problemo. I'm not living there. I don't want to live there. I have no intention of living there. If that's where you're living and you want to be happy there, please stay there, but leave me alone. Thank you. This is it. Today, my message would be today. Imagine, leave all that old tattered old book with all the worries, the stress, and look in your life as being a clean page today. This is where you have to be strong, because you could get up tomorrow and slide straight back into, where's my stress, where's my worry, everybody around me is negative, I may as well stay here, I'd be the only positive one. What's the point of that? Because you could drag them out of negativity is the answer to that, if you'd like one. Yes, if you're the only one that's doing anything, you could lift people up. If everyone else is dragging you down, you could be the one. You don't have to wait until everyone else is doing the same thing. Why don't you be the one that's, heaven forbid, lifting people up? There's too many critics in the world. There are too many people, in my opinion, that, take kindness that's shown to them and throw it back in their face. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. It's April now. But there's people, you could try and do show kindness in many ways on this earth. People will either take it for granted or they will just turn it round against you. This is the kind of characters that we meet, But as I keep saying, you cannot, we don't have any power over how other people respond. If you just do the best you can and think, well, in this situation, I'm going to do this. In this situation, I'm going to do that. If other people react poorly, I have no control over that. They have just got to turn the mirror around. We reap what we sow. So other people really need to address the response to people that maybe reach out or do things with the best intentions in their heart. Maybe look at that, put that in your new pad. Have you got your new pad? Have you got a pen? Get your new notepad in your mind. You can buy a physical notepad as well. In your mind, have a new page, a new physical. As I said, wait a minute, I'll do that again. I'll do it again. I may say this more than once. You can have a physical notepad. That's actually quite good, because then if you're writing the words down, it's coming back to you as a mirror. So you could buy a physical pad and write down exactly what your plans are, you're thinking. Fresh page. But until you get the physical pad, you can think it in your mind. Fresh page. And put the date in your mind, today. And just think, right, from this day forward, I'm going to do the best I possibly can in situations, and how other people respond is up to them. They'll reap what they sow, but don't stop doing the best that you feel are best in situations just because you're second guessing how other people will respond. I've met them in my life. I've met people that take kindness and, instead of taking it as that, they can turn it the other way. Do you know, I'm trying to be diplomatic, but it won't change me because I'm just going to continue. As I said to someone the other day and he laughed, "Are you listening? Paddle my own canoe. You know who you are. I spoke to you a couple of days ago. Was it a couple yesterday? Today or yesterday? No, it was yesterday. It wasn't today because I had to change all of my plans today. Did I say it right? Yes, you did. I know. I think it was yesterday, I know. And I said, yeah, I just paddle in my own canoe. We had a bit of a laugh. We did. Did you laugh? I think I did. Can't remember. Anyway, that's my point. Be yourself. Be unique. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing around you. If you can just do what you think is the best, how other people respond, que sera, sera. We reap what we sow. Don't let that affect your decision making, because even consciously or subconsciously people can think, that's it. I was going to offer this, but I'm not going to do it now because they will respond in a negative way. Well, why are you going to let it change you as a person? Why are you going to harden your heart because other people might respond in a different way? Don't. You do what you feel is the best. You continue doing what you feel is the best and let other people respond. As I said, this is one thing we don't have. We have the power in our own mind to be what we want to be, the kind of person we want to be. You'll have no power. And don't let how other people respond knock you off that path, push you off that path, or make you feel a lesser human being. That's the key. Keep your head held high, write that pad, get that book. I would suggest, on a serious point, I would suggest buying a physical, even like an A4 notepad. And whatever you're planning in your mind, also write it down. But put the date at the top. It's not goal setting, it's just really kind of put the date at the top and write what you're going to do. Emotionally, I'm not talking about I'm not talking even about your job or whatever you're doing. I'm talking about emotionally. To give you the trust that you're going to need in yourself and, in the creator or the universe, whatever word you want to use, has got your back. Because what that gives you is you're not actually fighting every battle that you reach emotionally on your own. Can you imagine how exhausting that must be? If you don't believe a creator or a universe who's actually put us here in the first place, in my belief, I'm only talking about my belief, why would they not have your back? Why would they not support you if you're doing the best you possibly can? Otherwise, I'm imagining, you would think you were walking this world and you had to fight emotionally every battle and fight everyone that's coming along. If you look at it the other way and you believe that something out with yourself has got your back all the time, and as long as you're doing the best you can do, will help you through and will reap what we sow. Can you imagine the different feeling that you would have within yourself? So you're no longer fighting emotionally through every battle. You're now subconsciously or consciously handing it over to a higher power greater than yourself, and you're thinking, I don't have to fight all that myself. Do you know something? Even that one part would be enough to, if I was starting out again, even that one line would have been enough to get me onto this path many, 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 many years ago. I know. Shouldn't have said so many, many, many. I sound very old then. Anyway, that's all I want to give you today. Get a pad, write it down, start new, stop worrying about what other people do, stop worrying about what other people think. They'll have to reap what they sow themselves. If you're of the kind of character you think, oh, it's all nonsense, it's all this, just stay as you are. Stay as you are. I'm not here to convince you. But if you are finding that life is challenging, life is tough, all I'm saying is just have an open mind. Ponder. What is there to lose? What is there to lose? If you find it's not for you, nothing lost, is there? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, thank you very much. I want to keep it. This is it. It's just my Easter Sunday. It's a bit later coming on. Had a couple of laughs the other day. I'll keep that until later. I don't want to throw a joke in at the moment, if you get my drift. So anyway, I hope that chap was right when he said 20 degrees on Tuesday. And, well, it's April now, isn't it? April. Surely we're going to get some nice weather. We've had everything today. Darkness, hail, thunder, everything. So have a nice rest of evening. It is now the evening time. It's about 7 o'clock. And I'll upload this shortly. And it will be Easter Sunday, approximately 8 o'clock in the evening, probably, when you get this. Thank you. If you could like and subscribe, all of that stuff is very, very helpful. And you're not only helping me, you're helping my boss. You know what I mean? I know. And you want to be on that side. Anyway, look after each other. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.